Good morning. My name is Mark Brunton. I'm the Operations Section Chief for CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 3. I'm here to give you a briefing on the Santa Cruz Lightning Complex fire. So as far as yesterday and moving into today, what happened on the fire. So yesterday we had some good opportunities to attack the fire. The intensity decreased due to the weather conditions, worked in our favor. And so throughout the fire, we were able to jump into action and take some really good opportunities to put in some good control lines. Starting in the north zone of our fire, up there in Branch 1 in particular, the communities that have been affected, we were able to get some control lines established, or start to get established, that'll help those communities such as La Honda, Pescadero, and also in the Division Gulf and Kilo area, getting some good line constructed in that particular area to give us some control on that north part of the fire. Again, it's constructed, not fully constructed, but it is in the process of being constructed, and we're making good progress in that area. Moving down the coast, again, the weather's helped mitigate some of that, so we could put in some control lines and strengthen the control lines, as you see here through these these X's. That's predominantly around the community of Davenport. The fire is still hung up on the hillside there above the community, so we've been able to get in, construct, and improve those lines around that community, therefore helping to protect that the best we can and with the limited resource we have in that area, but we're feeling really good about that. Moving down to the south part of the fire, as you see down here through these X's, this is the line that I spoke of yesterday. That is our contingency line that is played between Highway 1 and Highway 9. This gives us a nice buffer, a fire break if you will, that protects the community, city of Santa Cruz, as well as the UC campus there. So when you see these types of X's together, that means we have a constructed line in place. We have been in the process of also constructing a line perpendicular to that that runs up into the Bonnie Dune area and connecting the dots there to give a level of protection so the fire can't sweep to the south. As we move up the Highway 9 corridor, the community of Felton is looking in really good shape. We've been able to keep the fire further up on the ridge behind that. We're continuing to monitor to make sure that we don't have any other spot fires. We did have a spot fire the other day. We were able to pick that up, keep that to 5 acres, and that is controlled, so we're looking really good there. As we move up into the community of Ben Lomond, the fire is still hung up pretty high up on the ridge, has only moved down about a quarter of the way down Alba Road. We've had crews in there actively suppressing fire yesterday, doing point protection on structures. Again, continue to construct some hand line up behind that community, deep up on the ridge. And so we're continuing to work on that to help protect that community of Ben Lomond. As we move into Boulder Creek, again, the fire is stuck way up on the ridge. Again, a creeping fire well up above the golf course. Some of that has actually gone out on its own, and due to the road systems that are in place, helping us as like mini fire breaks. And we're continuing to construct line as best we can, and then connecting the dots from the north zone, from the south zone to the north zone, up on Division Gulf and Kilo, in which we have a good line established. An old haul road that we were working on to help button up that little portion of the fire. So it was a lot of work to get in from the bottom part due to the downed trees, power lines and power poles and so forth. So we've been able to get access through there and construct and improve that line to help provide some protection. In the community of Bonnie Dune, we have there has been less structure loss due to the fire throughout the day yesterday, so we've had some success there. Our resources have gone in, done what we call point protection around the structures, moving and herding fire around as we can, or extinguishing and constructing line as we can, taking targets of opportunity, accessing those structures and getting some extinguishment in that part of the fire. Again, due to the terrain, due to the heavy fuel loading, and due to the multiple structures that are sprinkled throughout, it makes it a very difficult job with our limited resources, because you have to go individually, set of structures by set of structures, or individual structures by individual structures to do that, versus a clear line like you would with a subdivision where you can make the most progress possible. So it's painstaking work, but we're out there doing that with what we've got. There has been some questions about what some of the symbology means on the map, so I'll take the opportunity to explain some of that. We have a symbol here, and that's a high hazard or special hazard, and those vary depending upon mainly man-made, but sometimes can be a natural hazard that we want to identify for our crews so that they don't put themselves into a scenario or they're aware of what that hazard is before they suppress or fight fire in those areas. If you see these bracketed breaks, these are the breaks between what we call the branches. These more curvatured symbology is between the divisions, so it just lets us know when you're moving from one to the other for our resources. You'll see these circles with an X in them, and traditionally those are the origin of the fire. And it doesn't mean we have multiple new origins of fire. What those were is from the original lightning series that went through. Those were lightning strikes, typically very, very small. Could be less than an acre, could be a single tree that was hit by lightning. And when the initial attack phase was going on, resources were sent to these locations to assess and then suppress those fires. They've done so we need to mark those, and we note those on the map so that we continue to monitor throughout. So even though we're dealing with this main fire, we still send out resources to monitor those, because we don't want to lose the ground we've gained by having this reignite or pop up again. So they're in a patrol status, what we call, and we're always checking on those, making sure they're good until they're fully controlled, suppressed, and completely out. So that's why we have those denoted as they are. The symbol here with the square box half shaded is our instant command post. So that's the location that I'm speaking from now, in which our command and control functions set place, and the logistical support for all of our firefighters are at this point in time. And they're, just as a matter of note, went out social media yesterday that the firefighters were in need of food and supplies and all that, and we asked that and it was great. We appreciate the gracious donations, but the problem is that it overtaxed our resources with trying to receive that. And I can assure you, our firefighters are well fed. They're well supplied. We have everything that they need here at the incident base. And now that we're into more of our traditional shift patterns and so forth, they're well taken care of. So I can assure you, and we do appreciate the giving, but we ask that if you have any donations or feel that you wish to donate, to contact the other governmental agencies that provide those kind of support for the community. What we are facing coming forward is a weather event that is very significant, much like the event that went through that caused these fires with the lightning series. We are going to be experiencing that coming from a tropical depression, or actually it was more of a hurricane that has broken up well offshore in the southern outside of Mexico, and that is traveling up the coast now. We have our incident meteorologist that has been tracking that, and we are going to be seeing that hitting in landfall later this afternoon. We are currently in a red flag warning, which is issued by the National Weather Service, and it puts our personnel on high alert due to the potential of weather that can cause further fires or increase the intensity of our current fire. So because of that, we are preparing plans, and we have prepared plans to accommodate for that. We are looking at that to start to hit this evening, and this will continue through this evening, through Monday, and into Tuesday. So what that does, and that weather pattern does, it has the potential for what's called dry lightning, which is what caused these fires. So future starts from the lightning. Also, with that comes erratic winds, and not only intensity as far as the velocity of the winds, but the fact that they will change direction continuously due to the outflows of the winds caused by the thunderstorms. So it's a hazard for our personnel. We're well trained in it, we've well briefed it, and we're going to be prepared so that when that event occurs, our folks are safe, and that we're prepared to take care of any future starts that may occur from this lightning series. And it's beyond just the fire that we're facing here, but this event is going to be widespread through most of Northern California. So that is our concern throughout, with the fires that we have going throughout the northern part of the state. With the limited resources divvied out to these fires is a concern that the outbreak of new fires coming. So we are preparing for that, not only our incident, but the other incidents that are at play. We're taking our resources and we'll deploy them to take those new starts, keep them small, extinguish them so that we don't have a bigger issue than we have now. Thank you. Thank you.